Hi there everyone, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're well. And today I'm going to try something new with the stuff I have in front of me here. So I've never done a one sheet wonder stamping technique, so I thought I'd give it a go because I've seen a few people do it and quite like how they turn out. So there's all sorts of videos on YouTube already using a similar technique, and the stuff I've chosen to work with are inspired by a couple of challenges we've got on at the moment. So in one of the Facebook groups we've got an autumnal challenge, so I've brought out the leaves, which most of these four are all from Rooted in Nature, a real favourite from the annual catalogue that carried over. And then this one is from Loyal Leaves, one of the new sets. So I'm combining those together for this autumnal theme. So I'm going to move those to one side just for a sec. All on blocks, ready to go. And then the colours I've chosen are actually the Stampin' Up! Or SU Colour Challenge for August. So we've got Blackberry Bliss, one of my favourites, love it. Pear Pizzazz, again one of my favourite greens, and then we've got Petal Pink and Grey Granite, which really go together well and are featured in one of our sweets, which the Peony Garden sweet. I was trying to think what the sweet was called, Peony Garden. So yeah, really nice colours, and I thought they'd look nice with all the leaves, so that's what we're going to do. So when I've seen people do this before, they've basically started off with the bigger image. Oh, I'm stamping on Very Vanilla today as well, just for something different. I thought that would add to the soft palette that we've got here. So people have, when I've seen them, they've started off with the largest image and then sort of filled in with the smaller ones. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to start off with the Pear Pizzazz. Now I need some space, so bear with me. I'm going to start with this, and then the other technique that I see people doing is using both first and second generation ink to get you get more out of your ink pad when you use that. So you get the full strength colour, and then you also get a lighter shade as well. So I'm starting off with this larger image, and I'm going to stamp some of the dark leaves and use the second generation image as well to fill in, twisting my stamp around, and I'm going to go across the middle here. Now when you go off, if you're trying to stamp again, you'll get a funny stripe across your image. So I've just got some scrap off to one side that I'm going to use to blot off that. And we're going to go that one. So it's random but not random, I guess. Random's hard to achieve, I think. So we're just going to go with it. We're going to see where we end up with, what we end up with, like so. And then I think we probably need a darker leaf there, another light leaf there. We'll go with a darker leaf here, a light leaf here, and try and build up the design like so. Okay, so I think that's enough with that. So the ultimate aim is I'm going to cut this into quarters and make my card front. I'll be able to make 4 card fronts with it. So that's what we've got so far. I'm going to try and leave a little bit of space in the corners, but we'll see how it sort of starts to build up. So now I'm going to move on to the grey granite. Get that open, I'm going to do a similar thing, and we're going to use this leaf instead. So, grey granite. So again, I'm going to work across the middle. Turning my stamp around as I go. I think we need some sort of on this side to match up. Light tapping on the ink pad if you've never stamped before. I've got my stamp pad open there, and I'm just doing light tapping across to apply the ink to my stamp. Going off the edges gives you a more natural look. So, I think I want to do a couple more of the light ones, so I'm just going to stamp off on some scrap. And it doesn't matter if it's a little uneven, it all adds to that sort of randomness, if you like. Okay, I think that's fine. Next we're going to use petal pink. Petal pink's very light. Oh, doesn't want to open. Just opened it a second ago, doing something else. There we are. And we will have this triple leaf in as well. So because it's such a light ink, I think we're just going to use the first generation and fill in some of these gaps. Bring it in again slightly. Off the page. Remember to rotate the stamp. I think we've got a bit of a colour gap there, but I might fill that in with the next colour, which is the darker colour. Okay, I think I might leave that at that. You can always go back if you feel like, because you want to get some balance to it. If you're going to cut it up, you want to have all the elements showing. Right, I think I'm going to go back to my Pear Pizzazz, and we're actually going to use full strength ink to add in these smaller leaves here and there, overlapping them around the edge. It's quite good fun. You don't have to, well, I say you don't have to think, but we probably do try and think. There we go, just a few of those. And then this small image, we're going to bring in Blackberry Bliss. Now, Blackberry Bliss is very dark. It is one of my favourites, but it is a very deep colour, so I'm not going to use full strength at all, but I'm going to use the second and third generations to add some depth in. Into the pattern, into the colour combo. Doesn't that really lift it now that you've added that? So those sort of more muted tones all of a sudden have got a life of their own. up and down. I can just squeeze a third on there. And I reckon that will do. Okay. So that's what we've got. And say I've left the corners because the idea is that the sentiments will sort of go on there. So what do you think? So it probably doesn't look that stunning from there, but I think once we chop it down, we could end up with some really nice. So my toppers are 4 inches wide, generally speaking, so that's what we're going to slice this at, 4 inches. And then I'm going to do the same, we'll cut this edge down to 4 inches. So sometimes you lose a little piece, but we'll add to the randomness. And then these need to be 5 3/4 inches. But whatever you cut down your card layers to be, cut it down to that. And you may decide that you want to cut it off the top or instead of the bottom, or you can decide what looks best on your stamped piece. So for example, you see there's a little bit of blackberry bliss on here. Now I just want to decide do I want to keep that, because that will disappear if I cut that off. If I cut it from the top, will I lose all the blackberry bliss off the top? No, I won't, but yeah, let's cut it from the top just to show that you can make that decision. So now I've got a bit of blackberry bliss peeking out on both of those, you see. So right, just put that away. This is what we've ended up with. So you get two that face this way if you like, although of course you could rotate these around. These aren't directional images, so you could have landscape cards like so. Okay, but I tend to work with portrait. I mean, but it's entirely up to you. You could use these in either orientation to suit your project, whatever you want to use them for. But to my mind, you see, they look. This is how I would like to use them. So you end up with two with the space at the top left, and you end up with two with a space top right, like so. Okay, so that's what we've ended up with, and what we're going to do is put those onto, so we'll do one of each, and I was just going to put them onto a very vanilla card base just to keep it simple, but of course you could pull out any one of those colours that we've used to make one or other of those colours pop. So whatever you put them onto, that colour will come to the front. So the Blackberry Bliss would be nice, I think, behind those, but we'll keep it simple today and just go with the vanilla. So what I'm going to do is apply some adhesive to these. Let's get my glue runner roll working. Oops. Put those on there. Ooh, running out of space today. those on like so. I always like to give them a little press around the edges with my bone folder. Nice sharp crease on the fold to make sure they stand up nicely. And there we are. So that's our 2 cards made up, and we just need to add some sentiments. So in the Rooted in Nature set, there are these gorgeous bold sentiments which I'm going to stamp on very vanilla, and I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss to stamp each of those, and we're going to die cut them out. So, you are wonderful. Isn't that lovely? Really lovely bold font. And then Thinking of You. So I think the neutral nature of these colours and the image means that this could go to a male or female recipient, and it could mean all sorts of things. Yeah, we've got a lot going on at the moment in the world, so just to let someone know that you are thinking of them would be lovely. These are dies from the Stitched So Sweetly collection, and then just picking out ones to fit. Just going to use some low tack tape to position those over that sentiment so that it move in the die cut machine. New die cut machine is on its way, so as a demo I get to pre-order mine next week. I can't wait, so look out for that. She'll come on and share that with you once I have it. So they're just rolling through the die cut machine. So I still have my big shot that I use, and then those should just fall out, which they do. And then all we need to do is add some dimensionals to the back of those. The rest of the card is quite flat, so this will just add a little bit of interest. Put an extra one on the big one. Then all that's left to do is decide which way round we want those. I don't know whether it really matters. Yep, I think this way. Simply because I just want to make sure that these Blackberry Bliss leaves show, and I think that positioning is nice. And that positioning is nice. Okay, so you're going to end up with something different every time, which I guess is half the fun of this technique. And the colours you could change to all sorts of things. With, I think it's 48 colours we've got in our, I think. We've got a lot anyway. Certainly got 40 plus, because there's 10 in each colour family and there's 4 colour families, so. There we go. Really nice and simple. One sheet wonder technique to make pretty cards, and I've still got these two to mount up as well, so very easy way to get 4 cards with quite minimal effort really, and they look lovely, don't they? Really pleased with how they've turned out, and I like those colours together. So why not give it a go? I'd love to see what you do. Thanks again for stopping by and spending some time with me. All the products I've used today will be linked in the corresponding blog post, which will be in the description below, along with links to join Stampin' Up and find out more about that. And so until next time, have a great day, and I'll catch you on here again soon. Thanks a lot everybody, take care and goodbye.